Cowboys cornerbacks awful though from Highway. I actually like Revel. I like Revel Jr. However you say it, I like him. I actually do think he's a really good player. So I believe that this Cowboys secondary also can be improved simply because they'll get more pressure on the quarterback. They make sense, right? What's going on, Josiah? How you doing? Good to see you in here. Ferg, Panthers need to be one tier higher. Okay. All right. I see it. I see it. Ferg, my biggest question for you is Bryce Young. Do you think that the Carolina Panthers should give Bryce Young a long-term deal? Taylong031 is a play on people that have been talking crap about the Kansas City Chiefs, and so it's making fun of them. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Tyron. What's up, Off Topic? Good to see you, baby. We're gonna be on here for about 2 hours. We're gonna run it the back. We are back to doing this every single day. The rankings are going to be around 2 to 3 shorts a day, and then we're going to be on here for around 3, 4. We're going to do a couple more of our grind sessions. We'll be back to it, my man. Off Topic. I'm good, man. Just been watching a little bit of the World Cup, doing some rankings, getting to the beach a little bit, getting some sun, trying to enjoy it. What's up, Lava? How are we doing? Great to see you in here. Swap Jets in carts, says Big Mac. Yeah, hold on a second. So you believe that Arizona, I actually believe that Arizona might have a better team. Did you watch the NBA? If so, what team? I used to be a big fan of the Phoenix Suns, Dylan. Used to be a really big Suns fan for a long time, and then I just sort of became a much bigger football fan. I used to be a big fan of the Cardinals. The St. Louis Cardinals, Midwestern sort of ties for me. I like the Phoenix Suns for basketball. And then Ohio State, I really liked as a kid. And I just started loving and liking that team more in the Chicago Bears. And all of my enthusiasm for basketball, baseball, and hockey essentially went into college football. I've always been a really big NFL fan. I don't think the Seahawks are going to be anywhere near as good this season. So that's an interesting concept because Kenneth Walker is going to be a step back, whether it's J.D. Price or you have Charbonnet probably coming back at some point in October. We'd imagine be 100% then. So what will they be defensively? I still think that they'll obviously be a top 3 to top 5 defense, but we could see them taking a step back. My only pushback to that, and I'm not a Seahawks fan to shoot you straight here, Lions number 1, is that, look, they had so many turnovers a year ago. Sam Darnold is top 5 in the league in interceptions over the last 2 years, like top 5 in a bad way. He's amongst the guys that have thrown the most picks. I don't give anything but the Tide. All right, white mans. I don't care about anything but Alabama football. White mans. Make sure that you're following. Good to have you in here. What makes the Ravens over Dallas? It's consistency over the past decade and their ability to run the football. Dallas had a great run game. They were top 10 last year. I wouldn't necessarily call that great. I would say top 5 is great. And their offense is one of the best in football, but I have more confidence that the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar are simply, if they are healthy, going to be there, whereas the Cowboys, there's a couple of different factors. Like, can we actually see the defense play really well? I think that there's more question marks for Dallas. But at their ceiling, the Ravens and the Cowboys have about the same ceiling. Like, they're both contenders if they're both healthy and they're playing as good a football as they can. The Rams, a juggernaut from Evan G. Yep, we've got him there. My man, Evan G. Make sure you're following. I'm leading the Raiders to the playoffs. All right, Quincy, there you go. Make sure to support. Got to make sure you're supporting the squad, Quincy. Make sure that you're following. Josiah, 1634. I agree with the NFC South. Take Atlanta quarterback. Yep, Josiah, I'm right there with you. Make sure that you're following Josiah. Awesome to have you in here. Ravens are winning the Super Bowl this season. I would not be shocked at all. I mean, they haven't been there since, 2012-13 season when they won it. They've lost some big playoff games, and they've had a chance in a couple of those. There was the famous missed kick against, was it New England back? Was that 2013 or was that even the year before they won the Super Bowl? There was the AFC title game that they lost to the Chiefs. There was the divisional round game that they lost to Tennessee. I want to say divisional round. I love where you put the Chiefs. Dom the zone. Look, they've been so good. 7 straight AFC title appearances. They have one down year, and yet people think that they suck. So it's making fun a little bit of the individuals that are coming at the Kansas City Chiefs and saying that one bad year is all we need to know that they're going to be bad for a while. I think that it's disrespectful, and I think that it's naive for people to think that of Patrick Mahomes. Dom the zone. Make sure that you're following my guy 434 Garage. Panthers did beat the Packers though 434 Garage. Right, we remember that game, don't we? They did beat Green Bay at Lambeau last year, and that game was closer than it should have been. They definitely outplayed them in that one. So my man 434 Garage. Make sure you're following. I remember that game very well. Off Topic knows that. When and why did the Carolina Man, I gotta read through that the punctuation there. When and why did the Carolina give the Winfro Hunter Winfro? Okay, guy to the Raiders? What was a bonehead move? Right? How did all of that go down? I've seen his play. He looks legit. Renfro. I think I got thrown because it was FROW. I don't know if Hunter Renfro is still a starting caliber wide receiver in the league in 2027. Like next year, he still maybe got one more year. But as it stands, typically with guys that getting a little bit older, and I don't know. To be honest with you, off topic, I can't speak on that specific move. I don't even know when that happened. I just know that the Raiders receiving core is still awful. They got Bowers, obviously, which is good. Brock loves Jesus. There you go. I love it. He was getting thrown around out there. 434 Garage. Did I miss you? Make a comment. Hunter too lightweight now. I'm gonna move my laptop up a little bit. Give me a second. Off topic. When did that trade happen? And do you really think that was a huge deal? Can you say my name in the chat? Malachi, like Malachi Tony. That's a great name. It's a really good name. Parker Z. If Niners get Crosby, no, they're not. They're still not. And I'll tell you why. Because is Brock Purdy ever going to be in top 3 consideration for the league? And I like San Francisco. I like a lot of these teams. San Francisco, when you're coached really well, I'm going, yeah, you got it without a doubt. I got you. IBNAS Sure Bay. Are you following? Are you subscribed here? My keyboard is broken. It's all good. Off topic. No worries. But no, I would not say San Francisco is. Look, Max Crosby has an argument to be one of the best 3 edge defenders in football. He definitely has had a couple of seasons in recent memory where he has been at that level. And Nick Bosa obviously can play as a top 10 caliber guy. I believe I have him at the 10 to 12 range. And then Michael Williams, they have pieces there, but they don't have the defensive tackle talent that the Rams do with Ford and Turner and Braden Fisk. So right there up through the middle of their defense, the Rams still have them far superior beat in that area. Nonchalant, everybody takes pride. Someone told him to bring them down. What's going on, Daniel Burr? I do take bribes. What? Wait, nonchalant, what'd you say? Panthers should be contenders about their offseason moves on defense. So actually right now, Lava, I have the Panthers where I believe that they should be. I believe that they could be in the contenders category, but I'm not sold on Bryce Young. I actually was paid to put the Panthers up. So we're close there, Lava. I was paid to put the Panthers up a category, and then based off of the public sentiment and feedback from everybody for a couple of weeks, we decided to put them back into this category where the entire NFC South is, right? It's the weakest division in football. I like Carolina more than any other team there, but to be honest with you, I feel the same about Bryce Young, maybe a little bit lesser than what I do of Baker. Bills need to be in the It's Our Year. Bears on top, Savior. What's going on? What's going on, hey? Good to see you back in here. Can you tell me why you have the Steelers in It's Our Year when they had the best offseason in the NFL? Well, that's exactly why they're in that category, because they had such a great offseason. They loaded up on wide receivers, the offensive line. They had that right tackle from Arizona State, Honicher. Defensively, they're going to be really good once again. We think Aaron, if he's healthy, he's going to be in the top half of the league. He's still got that arm good enough to move around and pick up a third down if he really had to. I think they should be up to, because they're on my – okay, I got you, Lava. But at the end of the day here with Pittsburgh, I love saying that phrase sometimes. I don't like to say it too much, but Joe Burrow was hurt for a significant part of last year. So was Lamar. He was not himself. Last year, Pittsburgh obviously made the playoffs, benefiting from these two top 5 quarterbacks in the league being injured. Can you explain why the Pack still haven't moved from Aiden? The Packers will not be moving until we see them play football games this year without Micah Parsons early on. If we remember correctly, with Micah Parsons off the field, they did not win a game last year, right? They lost each of their games from Denver throughout the end of the season. I know that last game against Minnesota, no one was playing, but they should put commentators in the Hall of Fame, in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Yeah, I want to say, isn't John Madden technically, obviously as a coach, but in there as well as a commentator? Fire Andrew Berry, send him to Ukraine. Sean, I know what you're saying there, and honestly, it's you just traded away the best player in the NFL, but I believe it's an even trade. The Rams are going to get their value right now, and I thought you could have gotten 2 first-round picks out of it, but we're sleeping on Jared Verse if we think we should send Andrew Berry to Ukraine, because Jared Verse is a monster. He's top 5 in the league in pressures in getting to the quarterback over the last 2 years. The Bears traded DJ Moore to the Bills for a second-round pick, Xavier. The Bears sent him a 5th, and the Bills sent them a 2nd, and the Bears also sent them DJ Moore. Are we sure Mike Vrabel will be available? Yes, Lions, he will be. He will be. In my coaching rankings, I still have Vrabel in the top 5. Rank every wide tree that ever existed in the history of time. Can you say that again? Every wide tree? What is that? What's up, Lachlan? Good to see you. Lamar Johnson, still haven't switched those Ravens. I see. Yeah, Lamar, wait, what's wrong with having them in the contenders category? I can't quite put them in playoff blocks as deep as that division is. I can't do that yet. I won't be doing that quite yet. Lachlan did his push-ups, folks. How many did you do, Lach? How many did you do today? Juggernaut teams have never worked out, by the way. I gotta be honest with you, Stiffy. I personally have never marked a team as finally Josh. Hello there. What's up, Nico Collins? What you been up to? It's summertime, guys. I know a lot of people are younger here in this chat, TikTok and YouTube, and the summer's off to a good start, hopefully, for a lot of you. Some of us are going to be going to college soon. Others are older, outside of the schooling age and out in the real world. And it's been a good start to the summer for me. I hope it has been for everybody. But my last point about the Baltimore Ravens there is that I said the same thing about Pittsburgh in the division. I went to the Messi game. You got to see him play against Algeria. I remember hearing you say that. Was that maybe Tuesday when we were on here? That's actually wild. They should make – I just completely skipped over my Baltimore Ravens point. I'm sorry, guys. My point about Baltimore was that Lamar showed us for the first time, really, that he's not able to stack up physically. It's been one of the best parts about him. He's running so often, and he's able to avoid injury, and that happened. It crept up last year. And as good as they were defensively 2-3 years ago, last year they were not. And is it so heavily reliant on Nnamdi Madubuike? So I've still got questions about Baltimore. I can't just put him in that category. Ravens and Steelers should be switched from your pick. I like that idea. I just believe that Baltimore obviously has a much higher ceiling. I think Pittsburgh has a higher floor than the Ravens do. Make sure you're following your pink. D Payne, make sure you're following. What does this say about the Chiefs? It says we went to 7 straight AFC Championship games but had 1 bad year. And so now we suck. That's at least what a lot of people have been talking about. So I'm making fun of people that are speaking negatively on the Chiefs. I believe that they should have the benefit of the doubt. They've been so good for a while, D-Pain. That's why I have that. So we're making fun of the people that have I've been talking crap about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs after one bad season. If they have another one, okay, now we can start to have a conversation that this team isn't what they were anymore. But until then, Patrick Mahomes still has my stamp of approval that they can still be without a doubt a contender with him. D Payne, make sure you're following there, right there, from Jamie Schweitzer. Bro, what? Mahomes has been on a big decline for 3 straight years. Even with that big decline, still over the last 5 years, Patrick Mahomes leads the NFL in passing yards and passing touchdowns. Chuppa Papa, Chuppa 12. Make sure you're following Chuppa 12. Is Super Bowl or bust just making the Super Bowl? No, it's winning it. That's a great question, actually. I haven't actually even got. That's the first time I've gotten that question, funnily enough, Shakespeare Hauser. It is winning the Super Bowl. So even though Seattle won it last year, I believe that the window is going to be closing fast because you just paid JSN. You're going to have to pay Devin Witherspoon. You've got a guy like Leonard Williams, obviously, that you're paying big money. Sam Darnold. Like, this is your part of time right now in the next decade where you actually have a ridiculous amount of talent. So you're able to hoard it a little bit more as you can afford those guys before you pay them a lot. Thank you for the follow, Gary Crosby. User, Bengals are Super Bowl or bust. They just spent the second most money this offseason. Burrow's been there. He absolutely has. There's nobody, Nico Collins. I appreciate you stepping up for me to protect the integrity of my chat. Packers fan, what's up? As a Packers fan, can I ask why we aren't in Super Bowl or bust? We have to win it right now. Okay, from a fan perspective, you feel like they are. I feel like that's a little bit of unfairness to the actual team when you're starting a season without, the second best player in the NFC, arguably, not going to be there until late October. He probably misses Lava. I'll get to you in a second. He's not going to play against the Bears in that Week 5 matchup. He might not be back Week 6 against the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. So I just think it's a little bit unfair. Even as a Bears fan, obviously, I think those expectations would be a little bit high. Tucker Kraft looks like he's moving okay, but still he's coming back from a significant injury with Wyatt. Jordan Love, you've got question STFU about Parsons. What did I say about Parsons? I wouldn't say anything bad, Undefeated. What's going on, Undefeated? Make sure you're following. What do you think about the Lions' biggest weaknesses? Cornerback, without a doubt. I actually like what they did in the trenches. I'd go corner very, very easily. I'm going to be back in like 10 minutes. No worry. I was going to give you him a chance. Okay, Lava, what did you say? I believe with this much about the Panthers, you should put them up one row since they did beat the Packers, right? Who else did they beat up there? I can't quite recall. They beat a few other of those teams up in that category. I think Super Bowl or bust is a little bit of a weird category because, you might have to pay a ton of people next year, but you're not insanely good. Yeah, it is. And we're going to be moving on from it, to be honest. I've talked about this. I'm not great with graphics. This is something I've been throwing up consistently just to get the conversation going, not necessarily to be like, these are my rankings, and I want to put a point like we've put up this same graphic so many times. Cooper 1227. Why did the Titans don't fix their O-line from not signing veterans? Instead, they signed defensive players. Why is that? To protect Cam Ward. I believe it's a bit of the identity of them mixing in the pick of Tate, right? So we need a weapon. A lot of teams often go playmakers and protection in the category of protection over playmakers. In this case, they went playmaker because they deemed the value of a wide receiver would be greater than an offensive lineman in this class, or even trading down for one in that spot. So defensively, it just makes sense for Saleh, right? He believes we can play good enough defense that if our offense struggles, we can be an 8-9 football team this year, even 7-10, and we can be competitive in just about every game for at least 3 quarters. If we can play good enough defense, we can be in every game. That's what I viewed on the strategy from Tennessee this offseason. Let's improve our defense. In the draft, they got aggressive and they got Falk, and then in the second round, Hill Jr. kind of fell into their lap a little bit. I don't hate what the Titans did. And remember here, there was a lot of question marks about a number of these offensive linemen. So I didn't necessarily love any of these guys except for Venga Wane. At tackle, I could see a couple of them getting. Did you hear Giannis might get traded tonight? I have not heard that. And I got to be honest, guys, the only full-length NBA game I watched this year was Game 4. That was the only NBA game I watched full start to finish. It was Game 4. It was the 29-point comeback. If that just shows you how much of a non-basketball fan I am, I was like, all right, Game 4 feels like this is the series. We're going to watch this game from start to finish, and it turns out it was one of the best games of all time. So I felt very lucky. I was like, all right, they're going to win this. Chiefs are a joke from Cal Church. Putting that in there. My man, Cal Church. Are you a Chargers fan? What's the team you support? Cal Church, make sure you're following. Kawhi Leonard, too. Bills fan here. If we don't win this year, yeah, we're to give value to what you said there, yes. Like every year that the Bills are not in the Super Bowl, then it is a waste of Josh Allen's prime. How long is he going to continue to play at this level? And stay healthy. He's been healthy. He's only missed 1 or 2 games in his career. So I agree with you there, but again, the AFC is absolutely loaded. That's why last year was so devastating for you, right? There was no Mahomes, there was no Lamar Jackson, there's no Joe Burrow, and still we get bounced in the second round. So I feel you. I feel you with that pain. Off topic, what do we put in here? The Eagles, they need more help. My man D Payne, yep. I don't like the Titans, but if I was their GM, I'd probably try to tank again. My man D Payne, if you haven't followed, make sure you do so. Why are the Steelers in It's Our Year from Boogie? It's what I've been hearing from Pittsburgh fans. It's been like, look at all the moves we made. We spent money. We had an amazing draft. We got Rodgers back for 1 more year. We got the new head coach that's got this awesome winning percentage, over 60% in his career. Like we're going the distance. So I don't like making fun of Pittsburgh fans. It's just a little bit of a play on what they've been talking about. My man Boogie, make sure you're following. Grayson, Cowboys 17-0. Grayson, make sure you hit the follow button if you haven't. D-Payne, appreciate you with the follow. You said the Lions' biggest weakness was corner. Yeah, I do believe so. What if I told you that their coverage was top 5 last year? So let's go look up. It's a pretty simple look up with the stats here, and I usually don't like doing this to people, but we're gonna go ahead and do it. So let's pull up Detroit. Let's pull up the Detroit Lions. Let's pull them up. So the Detroit Lions last year, and we're just talking about passing yards per game. Like we're just simply with a simple basis here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The Lions were 22nd last year in passing defense. So, respectfully to whatever metric that is, I don't believe that they were a top 5 team in coverage. And we know that they weren't also a top 5 team in coverage last year. So, whatever that they were. So, if you're telling me they were a top 5 team in a statistics, I'd believe you that there was a stat that could have provided some sort of data set that showed that. But were they a top 5 team in coverage last year? No, they were not. With Brian Branch missing 5 games, Kirby Joseph missing the majority of the year. And that's the safety position where they're at their strongest. So that's one thing there. My man, Lions number 1. Lions number 1. What was the stat though? I'm curious about that one. Like in coverage grade, like for their players, like a collection of the grades. I'm curious about that stat. Who dat from Honestly Mark? What's going on, Honestly Mark? New Orleans. Someone's coming out of the South. We know it. Somebody is. Somebody's going to take it. I'm talking about the Lions coverage held up the 5th longest. So, it was the 5th most time to throw. Lions held up the 5th longest. They gave up the 5th least explosive plays. I'm sorry if I'm not understanding it here. I would be very interested in this statistic to talk about going into next season. If they were top 5 in a certain, I just don't know what category. Do I play fantasy football, Lachlan? I certainly do. I've been thinking about that. Croak Kaysen, what's up, Lucas? Great to see you on the live, man. Guys, keeping up college football in the chat on TikTok. Make sure you give him a look, see at what his content is. Our guy just hit 10,000 followers, so he's gonna be making money on TikTok pretty soon. Good stuff, Lucas. Let's see. Thank you for the heart, me, Lucas. Headmaster, hail to the Chiefs from Headmaster. Headmaster, make sure that you're following. We got to give respect to Patrick Mahomes and to Andy Reid. This is a combination that all they've shown is they have the ability to have success. And after one down season, I would feel pretty ridiculous coming on here and saying that they're not a team that I believe could win the Super Bowl based off of the history that they have. What was the one? Croak Casson, make sure that you're following, my guy. Good to have you in here. Lions in for a rude awakening when they see how Drew Petzing calls the offense. A rude awakening, huh? Rude awakening, Kendrickles. Man. Wait, are you down on Detroit next year? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that it's going to be a rude awakening for the teams? I'm curious about that. I just want a franchise quarterback at this point. Previously Frozen Studios. Who's your team? Who do you need a franchise quarterback for? I dream that Ben Johnson is holding the Lombardi Trophy from Don Corleone. You guys want to know what I dreamed about last night? It was because last night I was at the Hermosa Beach Pier, kind of watching the waves come in, and it was actually a decent sized swell, like not a swell you'd want to be out in the water like surfing. But I had a dream about a tsunami, and I was running for my life up a hill because of tsunami. Yeah, and in the dream, I actually got a notification there was going to be a tsunami, but still went to the beach for whatever reason that same day, and then was scrambling up a hill to try and save my life, as well as other people. So that's absolutely wild. So you had a dream about your dream sounds like a lot more fun, Don Corleone. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I had that dream. Jeremiah Smith is too good to play wide receiver only. There's been talk that Arvell Reese is actually Jeremiah Smith, just with a different name on the back of his jersey, so that he can play defense as well. There's a current conspiracy theory about it. Steelers are their own worst enemy. They never rebuild. At some point, they're going to go get another quarterback. Jacob Cahill. What's up, Jacob? How we doing? Good to have you back. NFC West prediction. 1 Seattle. What? Jacob? The Rams at number 3? Jacob, I feel like you're smirking putting that in the chat. I don't believe you. What do you think? Is he because you think Stafford's going to get hurt and he's not going to be able to stack up this year? Can't wait for this season to start. James, it's crazy, but it's already June 20th. We are less than 3 months away. I know this really isn't the place for this, but a friend of mine has been missing. Oh, okay, yeah. Prayers up off topic. I'm really sorry to hear that news. I'll include him in my prayers this evening. That's really scary. Bengals are contenders from Gone Girl. Mia 3. They're close to me, Mia. Gone Girl Mia. I really believe that Cincinnati. I've been saying this about a lot of teams, but Cincinnati is one of them truly more so. But that was off topic. Yeah, Lock. No, but it's okay. It's all right, Lock, and my guy off topic. No worries. Poor Patrick. What's up, Caleb? Good to see you in your Schultz. Tough to rebuild when you put 20 every day. It's true. I wouldn't mind if you had a bad year and need a full reset. So, okay, so you're a Pittsburgh fan. Previously Frozen Studios. If you have not subscribed, please do so right now. What's up, Lou? Love Drive? How's it going? Our coverage hold up 5th longest last year, like time it took before a guy got open each play. Okay. That's what I thought you meant when I heard that stat. And obviously, it might be a little bit. What would be the. That could be a little bit skewed toward. Now, are they talking about. Does that have anything to do with time to throw? Because there's some way that's a negative stat. But I agree with you that like they could have held up in coverage, but just got beaten one-on-ones. And their pressure was there on and off a lot last year. Detroit's defense has been weird. But if they are healthy, I just don't know about Kirby Joseph. God, I'm ready for Broncos football from Sam Tate. Is Sertan Glazer in the chat? I saw Sertan Glazer, I think, earlier, right? But or maybe not. Just off topic. No, I haven't seen Sertan Glazer in here. Sam Tate, I am as well. I'm ready for football, but I'd kill for some Broncos football. And man, Sam Tate, make sure that you're following. Awesome to have you in here. Don't think I've seen you before. Not even delusional, but Cowboys got to be at least contenders. Playoff lock might be a stretch. It is without a doubt a stretch for a team last year with that good of an offense to miss the postseason. Like we're talking about one of the better offenses ever, statistically, a season ago. How many people are Dallas fans? There's a lot in here. Cowboys go below F, though, from Grim Reaper 215. Yeah, Dallas is, man, I could, if I were to say a team out of the East that was not, I would go with the Cowboys over the Commanders, to be honest. I think that Washington is a very good team, and they're being a little bit dismissed, but I believe a lot more in Dallas than I do Washington over the long run being a competitive team. I'm worried about Jaden's longevity, and the Cowboys just simply have more talent throughout that roster. Offensive line, though, the tackle positions, I do like what Washington has in Connerly and Tunsil. The pass rush was the problem last year. They were bottom 5 in time to pressure, but top 5 in pressure. Yeah, you're going to like Derek Moore a lot. Can we cut the Steelers some slack for real from Rich Off runs? I've been giving the Steelers slack my entire life, Rich Off. I'm a Bears fan, but I've always liked the city of Pittsburgh and their fans and that blue-collar nature. So I've been giving them slack my whole life. So I got you, Rich Off. Make sure you're following Rich Off as a Titans fan. What do you see in the Titans? I see them going 8-9 this year, Jeremy. I like what they did on defense. This looks like a team that should have some primetime games. They're going to be fun. Having Wandale being able to operate in and out of the slot and Cornell Tate just as your X receiver. What's up, Mason? Good to see you, my man. I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. We're just counting the days towards we get back our beloved football. We're going to have preseason games, in 6 weeks? A lot of our problem is needing a guy next to Hutch and Ali McNeil being out. Yeah, and look, Tyleik Williams wasn't as impactful as we thought he would be as a rookie. So if Tyleik Williams takes a leap this year and he looks anything like he did in 2024 with the Buckeyes, that was an absolutely insane player that year that they won the Natty. One of their truly best players. All right, something about double boost. What do you think the Steelers can do this year to improve their offense? I'm always going to talk about running the football. That's what I want to. I want to see them pound the football. They've got 3 backs in that backfield, and I would love to see them bring balance. They're so physical with these wide receivers. I want to see them have balance, protect their defense a little bit. That's a bit older. You don't want to see on the field a ton. And if you limit their snaps on defense, then we're able to be in a good position where we can be up 3 or 4 points in the final 5 minutes in 10 or 11 games next year. Do you think Aaron Rodgers can still? I absolutely think he can. His arm is still probably in the top 7 in the game right now. We saw him throw a 70-yard pass last year. You better put the Detroit Lions higher or else I'll start my villain arc. IDK, we had higher than playoff locks. I think people would honestly discredit the show a little bit if we put the Lions higher than that category for them. Playoff locks already is unbelievable. They missed the playoffs last year. I know what you mean. Like as a Detroit fan, you'd say we're Super Bowl or bust because our window's closing and they're good enough to. I think Jeremiah Smith is going to. I kind of think he's going to a good team. I want to see somebody like Kansas City, Buffalo, just trade up for him. That's what I want to see. But where do I think he's going? Realistically, like the Raiders, the Dolphins, if they think that they want to give another year for Malik Willis before they decide if he's the guy they want to move on with as their franchise quarterback, to give him actually a weapon to throw to, the best weapon since Calvin Johnson as a receiver. So I believe it could be the Dolphins or the Raiders. Realistically, the Raiders are going to take Jeremiah Smith if he's there, if he's available. I don't care how good an offensive tackle is in this class, whether it's Jordan Seaton or Trevor Gooseby or Carter Smith in Indiana. One of those three are probably your top 10, or there'll be 2 top 10 tackles. Jeremiah Smith's the guy that you'll take over them. And the Raiders have, I would argue, one of the worst 3 groups of receiver weapons in the league. So I think the Dolphins would get him, yeah. Lions way lower. My man, I didn't ask you. Make sure you're following in Gabe. Make sure that you're following Gabe. Spivlifts. Is that how you say it, Gabe? Yeah, I fully agree. I think Miami, and he gets back to Miami. Sleeping on the Cowboys. Juan, I've heard that from Thank you, Gabe. I appreciate the follow. We're going to be going on here live essentially every day until we get to 10,000 followers on TikTok. You're going to have to pick a better team to trick Josh out of moving anything on that. It's true. If you want me to move something on the list, there are ways to make it happen, though. I think you guys can notice that the voice was pretty rough there for a while, so I've started to drink a bit more water. The issue is we've been drinking a lot of water. We've been doing it consistently on the stream, but we're almost out of water entirely in this household right now, and there will be no water left. So it's not a matter of me just forgetting to drink water, which has been the case. It's actually that we're now almost out of water, and I'm going to have to go and get some. Put my team, the Bucks, at first overall at this point with our head coach, Gabe. So not a big Todd Bowles guy. Not a big Todd Bowles supporter. That's what it seems like there. Hey, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, brother, you got me drinking gallon jugs of water. You should. If you're not drinking a gallon of water every single day, you're trying to dig yourself an early hole. It's all that's what you're trying to do. Drink a gallon of water every day. You'll feel better. We could have Bane get 15 sacks and still go 3-14. No. The Bucks aren't going 3-14 next year. That would suck if you did, because it's like, if they got the first overall pick, do we take this kid out of Ohio State or do we take a quarterback? Because if they go 3-14, that's probably on Baker for them being really bad. So that would be one of the all-time. Honestly, I would take the Hall if I were Tampa Bay in that spot. We would trade down if we did, Gabe. You heard me say it, right? You heard me say I would take the Hall, Gabe. Just put it in the chat if you heard me say that. We just jinxed each other on that, Gabe. Did you hear me say I would take the Hall? Right as you texted, we would trade down if we did get first. Because I think that's the exact right move. I didn't when I typed it. Yeah, there you go. So we were exactly on the same. Gabe's a ball knower, folks. Gabe on TikTok, ball knowing. Said at the same time. You take Smith. Yep, you take Smith if you're Griff, and you can't go wrong taking him. My man Griff, make sure you're following. Philly MC, appreciate with you with a follow. Jonathan, how are my Ravens? We're at the point in time, folks, where being a contender isn't enough. For being a Super Bowl contender is just not enough for fans. Look, the Ravens aren't contenders because of the simple fact that they're playing within a tough division, or even Cleveland without Myles Garrett is still a tough team to play twice a year. Cincinnati, imagine, are going to be right in striking distance of being one of the better teams in the league if Joe Burrow plays the whole season out. That roster looks really good. They're not a juggernaut. They're not close to that, but they have talent everywhere. So, Jonathan, I see that division being loaded, and I think Baltimore wins the division. I could see them going 12-5 easily. But as a Super Bowl or a playoff lock, They're close. If I had to bet, I would say it's 80% chance Baltimore makes the playoffs. Honestly, my man Jonathan, make sure you hit the follow button. I Roquan Smith was my favorite player when he was on the Chicago Bears, so I love our guy Roque. At least I call him Roque. I don't know if other Baltimore Ravens fans call him Roque, but I know I do. Does a gallon of Miller Lite count? I mean, it's basically water. Miller Lite. I've never had a Miller Lite in my life, to be honest here. I'm a Bears fan. Hey, 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 hey now. Hey now. There we go. There we go. I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you. Hit that follow button right now and support your fellow Bears fan. It's great to have you in here. I didn't know you were a Bears fan. I didn't ask you. And you wouldn't have known unless you heard me say it. Appreciate the follow, Cowboys, for sure. Luke, how much money did you put on the Cowboys to make the playoffs, Luke? What'd you put on them? I think you put a big number. A big number on them Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Huh? Caleb Downs. That's going to be one of the best names in football for the next 12 years. $2,000. Honestly, some pretty good value. Did you make that bet before or after the draft, Luke? Because I'm not going to lie. Callan, Freddie. What's up, Callan? And someone asked me what I'm wearing. We are going with the David Goggins shirt currently. Dang it, you guys can't really see it on YouTube, but that is what we're wearing. The David Goggins with the back. That's what we're rolling with right now. Because that's the mentality for the rest of the summer. We got to grind, folks. We all know that if Detroit gets in the playoffs, they're going to be. Carter, I actually believe Detroit can get to the NFC title game. Ryder, respectfully, just ask me a question at all about anything related to college or the NFL, and we'll see if your statement is factual. I'm not going to tell you I do or don't have knowledge about the game. Just ask me a question. Let's see. Sonny Styles is a cool name. Sonny Styles is a really cool name, especially when he's named after Sonny from The Godfather. Is Don Corleone still in the chat? Ball of knowledge from Carter is very tough. Man, Carter, make sure you're following. Their O-line declined, lost Anzalone, lost Montgomery. See, I don't know if their O-line. So they lost Taylor Decker, right? But they bring in Blake Miller. Blake Miller, people, he's going to be good right away. By the way, I think Illinois should have been higher in college football videos. I like the kid. I like Hauser that they brought in. But we can't expect their defense. They got Xavier Scott back. I don't know if their defensive line is going to be as good as it has been in recent memory. I did, Ferdy. Aaron Donald confirmed return. Please don't make me go to X and look that up. We've seen too many fake news. Look, I know at some point it's probably coming. Even if it didn't decline, it didn't improve. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't know what anyone says. Cards have a good O-line? You think the Cardinals have a good offensive line? Well, I like the kid they drafted, Basantis. Carter is very tough. Thank you for the follow, Carter. Ryder, why do you think the Steelers are it's our year type of team? Ryder, can you just I think that the Steelers are in that category because I have been inundated by messages by Pittsburgh Steelers fans absolutely coming after me for putting the Steelers into their right there category. That they were in the playoffs a season ago, but I don't believe this team has a ceiling to compete with a team like Seattle or a team like Denver or Buffalo in this conference. And so I put them in It's Our Year next to the Cowboys because it's the Cowboys' year every year. It's the Bengals' year as far as Joe Burrow said. So as far as Joe Burrow is concerned, the Bengals are already in the Super Bowl based off the way he's been talking. Their 2019 LSU NFL version. They're a juggernaut. But in all honesty and sincerity towards Pittsburgh, it is a very tough division. They have the talent to be able to play drive for drive with Baltimore, with Cincinnati. Like offensively, they can score. They have the weapons that Rodgers can. They have the weapons on the outside, and they have a physical element that they can pound the football. And I think in order to be a team that can win the Super Bowl, you always have to run the football and play defense. And my questions about Pittsburgh, honestly, are more so about their run game than it would be about their ability to throw the ball down the field. Because if we go to rushing yards a game last year, I'm looking at Pittsburgh right now. 231, 30, 29, 28, 27. Pittsburgh had the number 26 rushing offense in football last year. Right? Like, are we just going to look over that? Yeah, they're a playoff team, amazing. But if you're 26th in rushing and you're right there with Cleveland and New Orleans, I mean, it's Cincinnati. I've talked about it. The Bengals have been bottom 4 in rushing yards for what? They've been bottom 4 for 4 years in a row. I want to say the stat is. Can we please move past the game against the Pats from Beyond Worlds? Wait, what? What are you saying? Can we please move past the game against the Pats? Who are we talking about? Oh, are you talking about? Are you talking to me? Beyond, they had an elite defense and Stroud somehow managed. Oh, we're talking about Texans versus Patriots. Okay, I got you. There we go. That makes sense. I don't think people, to be honest, Susanna, are going to move on from the Stroud game against the Patriots until he shows himself in a big moment. Like, people are, the whole season, get ready for it, Susanna. If you're a Texans fan in this chat, just be prepared. No matter how well CJ Stroud plays, I'm talking. No matter how well CJ Stroud plays, people won't care unless they see it in the postseason the same way as Justin Herbert. The Chargers could have the 1 seed in the AFC, but people aren't going to care if the Chargers and the Texans have the 1 and 2 seed unless they see them play really well in the postseason. Texans going to be a good team with CJ. They're going to be incredible, Southside. They're going to be ridiculous. This honestly is the best defense I think I have ever seen in my lifetime. Respectfully to, well, I actually wasn't born yet when Baltimore had their year in 2000. He's fixing to shut a lot of people up because they took care of business. They did. I like their offensive line now. At least it's not bad. Yeah, Ravens 2000. I was born in 01, so I wasn't alive for it. So I can't say that I saw it. I could see highlights. I could watch game film. Illinois lost. Illinois, it's funny. So if you say Illinois losses, but you got to say Illinois, like, you guys know the pronunciation of Illinois is obviously Illinois. It's not Illinois. But in the way that you have to read this sentence that you're putting in here, Illinois' losses of 2 best teams, if it wasn't for that, we would have gotten in the playoffs. Yeah, they lost to Ohio State and Indiana. Right. They actually played with the Buckeyes a little bit. People forget that. That was like a 10-point game in the third quarter there. So they actually were right there with the Buckeyes. There was a scary moment there. Jeremiah Smith actually landed on his neck kind of weird on a missed block by one of his offensive linemen. And it was like, I remember Joel Klatt was like, folks, this might be the biggest story in college football. I thought it was bad, JK. Wait, we actually played Ohio State and Indiana, the 2 best. Yeah, they did. But what am I thinking of? They got beat by Washington pretty badly, though, didn't they, Lachlan? The Illini? I want to say that was like 31-10. Let me look it up. I always love fact-checking myself. What was it? Wait, no. Not basketball. Football. 42-35. So I said they lost by 21. They got beat by 17. So, yeah, that was. And if we remember that game, they were both 5-2, and their seasons were on the line at that point. Damon Williams threw 280 yards and 4 touchdowns, and I want to say he ran for to Denzel Boston, 10 catches, 153 yards, and a touchdown. So Denzel Boston almost became a first-round pick against Illinois. 10 catches, touchdown, 153 yards. Yes, we're just rest our starters so no one got injured. The Colt, yeah, Lock. I like Illinois, but if there's someone, I would off topic's gonna like this one. I would actually take Michigan to make the playoff over Illinois this year. I would take USC. I would take Penn State, and that's including Oregon, Ohio State, and Indiana. I would take all 6 of those teams pretty quickly. I'd take Iowa, honestly, over Illinois also this year. I would take those 7. 23rd, you said? 23rd what? What did I say? 23rd what? Stroud single-handedly wasted one of the best. He did, Giovanni, but they're actually going to be better this year. The Texans did not have the number 1 defense in the league last year. It was actually the Seattle Seahawks. So this is the season for them. I'm talking. Giovanni Rama. Make sure that you're following Giovanni. Yeah, you're a goofy from Phila. Is it because I've got the Eagles as a contender from Phila? Do you not think the Eagles are contenders? We're going to say that they're guaranteed to make the playoff? I don't even know. I just saw the username. Why would contenders be lower than playoff locks, though? Because you can be a Super Bowl contender and still miss the playoffs, sort of like the Detroit Lions did last year. Like, that Detroit team could score with anybody, but they did not make the playoffs because they had some really horrid losses. Michigan, what? Yeah, I said Michigan could, I think, make the playoff. They have a pretty tough schedule. I don't think they are legitimately, but I think Michigan will be better than Illinois next year. Carter's very tough. I am an Ohio State fan and a Chicago Bears fan. Carter, Bears way too far down for Mook Dog. Mook Dog. I can't put the Chicago Bears, my own favorite team, in playoff locks just quite yet. People start asking me my favorite team, and I say that. They're like, yeah, sure, buddy. I'm going to listen to what you say and give you credibility. Putting your team that you support and that you root for in playoff locks. Okay. So that, honestly, I don't think the Bears are playoff locks, even as an unbiased, removing my Bears fan for 20 years in this as a diehard fan that has cried numerous occasions watching this team. I would not put them in locks because of their schedule, and I've got questions about left tackle. I've got questions about their ability to get to the quarterback with an amount of defensive line addressment this offseason that was a bit less than I thought that they would. They obviously have confidence in the guys coming back, like Dio Adangba from injury, Shamar Turner from injury, a leap from Austin Booker, Montez Sweat stays what he's been. So that's where they're at. By my guy Mook Dog, make sure you're following Mook Dog. The best running game, yeah, they had the 3rd best rushing game in the NFL last year, 3rd most yards. Was it 3rd or number 2? It might have been number 2. I think they were number 2 in rushing yards last year. Let me check that. Take 5 seconds. Rushing yards a game. I'm going to say that they were number 3. So I said 3. I second guessed myself, and I said 2, and they were 3. D-line is Chicago's only hole. Left tackle. If we're talking about a position group, let's go to Blitz. Start having, hey, Theo Colby. Hey, Theo Colby. There's no worries here, my man. No worries at all. We're going to be live every day, so you can make up for it being. it's all good. We're having fun, and man, if you're able to come in here and have a good time, chat some ball every now and again, if you can't make it every day, there's no worries about it. Left tackle is not a glaring hole. I will say left tackle was, what did they do in the playoff game? They put Tooney at left tackle, and they put McFadden at left guard. Is that what they did against the Rams? That was one of the worst performances of the entire year, as the playoff game against the Rams. I could not tell you about sitting in that seat with the snow coming down, freezing my butt off, and being incredibly frustrated. The Bears could have beat the Rams by 2 scores if they just found a way to convert on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1. But Tooney had to face Jared Verse. He absolutely did. The Cardinals hate. Hey, hold on a second, Jay. There's no hate towards Arizona. I've been seeing, I think they're the most underrated team in football. Well, in the perspective of underrated, like teams, people are not giving them respect. Yes, you are correct. They are the most underrated team in football. But typically, I think we would all agree that underrated means a team that's not getting much attention we believe can be really good next year. Do you think Arizona's going to be really good next year, Jay? Like, I'm just talking about make the playoffs. Like, go 10-7 and make the playoffs. I'm not talking about shock the world and go 8-9 with that schedule. I'm talking about that. But my man Jackson, make sure that you're following, my man. No way Josh Allen takes the Bills to the Super Bowl chokers from D-Native. They still are Super Bowl or bust, though. As much as we may doubt Josh Allen in the big games, I do now. I mean, I predicted that guy to go to, 3 Super Bowls in the last 6 years, and he let me down in each occasion that we did it. So I'm done with that train. I hopped off that train a while back in New Mexico before that thing got to California. We hopped out that train a while back, right? You were not riding that out all the way west for the gold rush. Apparently, there's a gold rush with Josh Allen coming this year. I'm not buying it. I'm not spending money on a pickaxe and a shovel to go dig for gold because I've already done that. I've already tried it. So that's not going to be happening again. D-Native, though, make sure that you're following. I fully agree with you. Ian, I think Cowboys could be contenders. I can't say it any better than myself. They could be, but we have to see it. We have to see it first. My man, Ian, make sure that you're following Ian. 49ers, playoffs, and Super Bowl. Disrespectfully, Broncos. Ian, thanks for the follow. Whose train you on, Blitz? I mean, I know everybody's on this train as well, but not everyone. I'm on the Chargers train for next year. I'm on that train. I'm buying Chargers stock, baby. I'm full on that ride. I mean, offensive line, when you're built on the trenches like that, the way they are next year with a rotation of 3 really dang good edge defenders, they have a back line. Texans, absolutely, too. I've said Houston's actually my pick to make the Super Bowl, and the Chargers are my team to make the AFC title game. I think that a lot of people are higher on Houston, right, than they are on the Chargers. But I would say that's a team that I would be on the train a bit more so for, that's not getting a lot of love across the country. It's our year from Drew. It's our year. Yep, Drew. My guy Drew, make sure that you're following. North Steelers fans, do not say it's their North. Respectfully, I have seen hundreds of Steelers fans saying this. So respectfully, I'm speaking on it. I wouldn't have them in this category if I haven't been seeing comments from Steelers fans absolutely taking me to the back alley and putting a whooping on me for where I had them ranked previously. So North, I think I have him in this category for that reason. My guy North, make sure that you're following my man. Parker Payne, make sure you're following. Giants are contenders, maybe not quite yet. You're high on them. I've seen a lot of it from New York. I've been hearing from a lot of Giants fans also. Tyler, appreciate the follow. Daddy Patty will carry to a Super Bowl again from Larson. Larson, it is a team that you should be wary of doubting in 2026. Kev Edits, thank you for the follow. Thank you, my man. Kev Edits, what's your team? What's your team? Or let me know what you like about the list, what you don't like about the list. Y'all want to crack jokes on the... I forget Texas gave them belts in that bowl game. You're welcome. Yeah, Texas. Hey, it was a closer game than we think. Off topic, I don't even know if do you live in Texas? Do you live out there? Are you in Arlington? Are you in Fort Worth? I've been to Fort Worth and Arlington, both great locations. You may not know this off topic. I haven't talked about it. But as a little kid, I dressed up as for Wyatt Earp, like, for years for Halloween. I wanted to be a cowboy as a kid. And I've always said it, if I was born in Texas, I would have been, without a doubt, a cowboy. Instead, I was born in California, and so I'm a surfer, beach rat kind of type that, like last night, wore shorts and a T-shirt to an establishment as a bar that in most parts of the area of Los Angeles, people are dressing up a little bit nicer than wearing shorts and a T-shirt and flip-flops. to a local bar establishment like I was last night. And a backwards hat. I threw the backwards hat on last night, guys. What do we think? We threw the backwards hat on. You don't really see the backwards hat as much these days. I've seen it go out of style. What's up, Owen? Good to see you, Owen. What do we got? Discount double check. Rogers. Remember those commercials? Discount. Those were good, Nico. But man, Nico, make sure you're following Hayden. I like it. Thank you, Hayden. Thank you for the love, man. Gotta be honest, I don't think people did love the look for the majority of my time in college. I think that there's a little bit of a stereotype with the backwards hat that comes your way a little bit of the time. But you guys know how that I counteract the backwards hat stereotype? As I wear glasses. I wear glasses with a backwards hat. Now, you want to cause a conundrum in someone's mind? You wear glasses with a backwards freaking hat. And they will have no idea what to do with you. What do you do with that? Is this guy, like, is he an intellectual? Is he, personally, if I saw such a thing, like, I would not know what to do myself. Patriots don't do anything in, I love it, Wyatt, for Halloween. Wyatt Earp, you got it. I have Madden 26.5. You got it. Patriots do anything in last year's, hold on. Guys, I don't want to say these answers incorrectly. Patriots don't do anything in last year's NFC. Do we mean AFC? Like if we're talking about if they were in a different division or different conference? He had Mixon, who's on the same tier as David, Just No Tank, or Nico. Yep. Pat's AFC. Okay, I gotcha. How do you think Derrick Henry is going to do this year? And how do you think Minter will do with the defense? Look, Derrick Henry is one of the best running backs of all time, guys. I actually have Derrick Henry currently at number 6 or 7 on my all-time list right now. I got to decide. I'm going to be doing my top 10 running backs of all time list. I think Derrick Henry is going to be unbelievable. Do you guys know that Derrick Henry is 4th all time in rushing touchdowns? He's only 1 behind Marcus Allen for all-time touchdowns. Yeah, you must not know ball. Hey, pickup cut. We just came up with the stat. I bet you didn't know about Derrick Henry. So, hold on a second there. Did you guys know that Derrick Henry is only 43 rushing touchdowns away from breaking Emmitt Smith's record? I think Smith owns the rushing yards and rushing touchdowns, right? I want to say. He is an absolute specimen, Giovanni. That's absolutely right. Bengal fan prod, what's up? 43 is a lot user, but when the guy rushes for like 12 every single season, he'll be there in 3. Like he's gonna if he plays at this level for 2 more years, so let's call it like 26 over the next 2 years. He'll only need 17 the rest of his career. Bro, people are telling me Bo Jackson. No, you can't say that Bo Jackson and Marshawn. No, you can't. You just can't. I would rather have Derrick Henry over legitimately every running back in history except for probably Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, LaDainian Tomlinson, maybe even Emmitt Smith. Maybe. I don't know quite. Maybe Emmitt. Probably Emmitt. I'd rather have Jim Brown. But that's about it. Maybe Eric Dickerson. I got to make that list. Amazing takes, bro. Thank you, Kev. Pat's had the most cookie schedule in the Super Bowl in the AFC. Yeah, they did. They did have an easy schedule. Adrian Peterson, Gilbert. Will he be in my top 10? He's right on the fringe, Gilbert. He's right there. My man Gilbert, make sure you're following. AP is absolutely under consideration. Do you think the Bears will keep Cole Kmet? I think he's going to be gone after this year. I think Cole Kmet will be gone after this upcoming year. I think that they're just going to save, $10 million in cap space and use that. Can you be a mod? You absolutely can be a mod. Oh my goodness. You absolutely can be a moderator, Mark. It currently is a donation to the chat. It It is a super chat of $10 to become a moderator, and you're a moderator. It's that simple. We've got a lot of them, as you can see, people supporting the show. So if you want to be one, we can make you one pretty simply enough, because we do have a couple of them with people supporting the live. So that's what it takes. But I'm broke. All good, Mark. We're gonna grow together, man, over the next couple of months and hopefully years as this show grows. We're gonna have some fun just talking ball. That's all we do, year in, year out. Does he have? That says PFP. How are Ravens contenders but not Steelers? Number one, Lamar Jackson right now is a superior talent to Aaron Rodgers at this stage of their careers. Also, Pittsburgh had the number 26 rushing offense in the league last year, Josh. And my name is Josh, too. What's up, Josh? Josh, make sure you're following. But the Baltimore Ravens have been top 3 in rushing yards for 8 straight years, Josh. And Pittsburgh had the number 26 rushing offense last year. Simply put, I love teams that can run the football. And that was with Lamar Jackson being hurt. They still had the number 2 rushing offense in the league. What? How does that even happen? How does that happen? Lamar's banged up for that much of the season. They're still that dominant rushing. I don't know. Steelers last year played tight end ball. They did. Darnell and our guy Pat Freiermuth. I think there's some. I don't know if I went to I might have gone to Chapman. I think Pat Freiermuth's girlfriend went to Chapman, or either his girlfriend's best friend, something like that. Something Freiermuth, his girlfriend was something with. I went to school with somebody who was in some of my broadcast journalism classes. I don't know the story there, but Freiermuth's a good big target. My man Josh, make sure you're following my guy. Good to have you in here, fellow Josh. My name's Joshua Blender, but I do go by Josh. If I hear Joshua, to be honest, I either think someone like religious is giving me a call out from my days going to religious classes, or my mom or someone. I'm in trouble. By any chance, from Potato Salad XO? What's by any chance, Potato? Make sure you're following Potato Salad. Judd Price. Is that for Jadarian Price? No, it can't be. Do you think the Chiefs are going to do? I do think the Chiefs are going to be good. I said it. I think the Chiefs will be 10-7 this season, and I believe that they will be a wild card team. Yeah, they'll be good. They'll be a good team. You know, one of the top 14 teams in the league, playoff team. Judd Price, my guy Judd Price. Hit that follow button if you haven't already. My guy Josh, make sure you're following if you have not done so. On YouTube, what am I missing? Where would you place Rodgers out of 32 quarterbacks? Where did I put Aaron? Did I have him at like 18? For this, I put a lot of value these days in mobility. Chiefs plays FN. I put him at 17 out of 32, and I said 18. There you go. We're right on the same page, my man. Chiefs plays FN. Are you subscribed, my guy? What about potato salad? I love potato salad, Josh. You have potato salad? It's incredible. During the 4th of July, when you've got the ribs, you've got the sausage, you've got the beef brisket sandwiches, you've got that just absolutely delicious Caesar salad. Okay, I've been subbed for a while. Incredible, my man. I can see why, because you're a ball knower. I love you from Cutler Cooper. What's up? How we doing? Valen the Heart? Is it Villain the Heart? Why do you think the Panthers are down? The only reason is because of Bryce Young and me not potentially having a ton of confidence. And then the potato salad always makes its way in there every single time. You've got all that meat, but you still got to get your potato salad in. Valiant Heart. Okay, I got you. I didn't see the T. I don't have great eyesight without my glasses. Although I do play quarterback for my beach football team, so that's That'd be suspect to some people if I can see down. It's a little bit different reading tiny letters on a screen as it is to seeing people downfield. Luke Raganesi? Is it Raganesi? It's Raganesi. Ragonese. I'm going to say Ness. No? Am I wrong in all three? My goodness. Ragonsa? That name could legitimately be said 35 different ways. Luke Ragonese. Oh, I said niece, didn't I? I said Ragonese. How many? I think it would have taken me about 20 different attempts before I got to that one. But what's up, Luke? How we doing, Luke? What did you say? If the Bills somehow get Jettis, would you make their own tier? If they get Jeremiah Smith, I would. I would put, actually, the Bills in a higher amount of respect if they got Smith than if they got Justin Jefferson, believe it or not. I just think Jeremiah will be a better player. So, yeah, I got you. Yeah, Jefferson, no, he's too similar to Diggs, like, personality-wise, to be honest. And I believe that a younger kind of, and I have been saying, my man Luke Ragonese. Make sure you're following Luke if you haven't already. I think I maybe seen you in here once, maybe not. I think he's similar to Diggs as far as the mental, the head game, as far as like what they could potentially do to the locker room environment, right? That's more so what I have for it, right? I don't think they're similar now. Yeah, so I would say Jeremiah Smith, Luke. I would rather them trade up and go get JJ. The GM for so long now has been ragged on for not getting these weapons, and then they go trade for DJ. If you truly want to be at the next level and be that team that literally every team will be scared to play with Josh Allen, I would give up the haul, and the Bills, or whatever they are this season, give up 3 first-round picks and go take them. That's what I would do. Secret agents. Make sure that you're following my man, Secret Agent. Good to have you back. Lions, Rams, and we've been saying that. That is the prediction. Lions, Rams, NFC title game. But my man, Luke Ragonese, make sure you're following Luke. 3, wow. I think Skylar Bell was the steal of the draft. I mean, I liked him out of UConn. Where was he? Did he lead college football in yards after the catch, or he was like number 2 or 3? He was right up there. But, yeah, think about it. DJ, Skylar Bell, Kincaid, Knox, and Smith. And then James Cook in the backfield and a good old line. And Allen. I mean, we're talking about, that's the best offense in football, without a doubt. That sounds better than the Rams offense to me this year, if they were able to pull that off. Rams just have 0 chemistry from Eli. Thank you for the follow, Luke. I think he was too. Okay. I know he was right up there amongst the top. Wentz MVP. You're about 6 years too late, Larson. What was that? Was it 2018 when Carson Wentz was having an MVP season and then he tore his ACL? Was that 2018? Because he was drafted 16. Was it 16? I think drafted 16, 17 year 2, and then 18. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Eli Craged. Eli, make sure that you're following the channel if you haven't. Wait, who got Diggs? Miami should have. I don't think anybody has Diggs yet. Wait, 17 what? It was, so the year was 17 when Wentz tore his ACL? Okay. Oh, so 2017 he tore his ACL, and then Foles takes over, and then they dismantle the Vikings in the NFC title game, and then they beat the freaking Patriots. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Off topic. Yeah, it was 17, and then 18 it was like a back injury. Later in the season he was playing good ball, and then he had like a back injury, I think, like lower vertebrae something. Yeah, Carson Wentz 2018 injury. Yeah, he's fractured a vertebrae, a stress fracture in his back. Look, guys, I get stuff wrong, but sometimes, like, I got the year wrong. But in this case, for me, it's 12-17. What's up? It is 9-17 for me. Chief plays a fractured vertebrae in the back. That sounds like a back injury. Yeah, I don't make this stuff up, guys. We shouldn't lose a game from Mojo. I wouldn't quite say that. I believe 14-3 is realistic for Los Angeles. I think they could split the NFC West and split the NFC West matchup against Seattle, but I think 14-3. Like, what's their over under right now? Is it 13? Rams OU. No way it's that low right now. There's no shot. It's 11.5. Is the Rams over or not? There's no way that that's true, is it? It has to be higher than that. Has to be. What do we got here? Why is Detroit up there? The Lions are up there because of their current schedule and what they're playing with right now. My guy Tony the Gardener, I put the Lions over the Packers and Bears because of the schedule that they're facing for next year. It just is a lot more manageable. It's what the third or easiest in football. So, and I'm expecting them to keep scoring points the way they have the last couple of seasons. Guys, we're going to restart the live on TikTok. I sometimes get connection issues. We've been working with that right now. So I'm just going to restart the live. If you're on TikTok right now, just come right back in here. We'll be live literally in 15 seconds. I'm just going to restart it. My man, Nick, thanks for the follow. If you haven't followed on TikTok, do so right now. And we're just going to restart it here. We'll be back in literally 15 seconds. Everybody on YouTube, how's everybody doing? How are we all doing right now? Good to see all of you. Boom, shakalaka. We're already back on TikTok. What'd you say, Josh? What was it you that did some content on Bane? I did do some content on Ruben Bane Jr. Yes. I didn't do like an exorbitant amount. I only made like 1 or 2 videos about Bane. What's going on? All right, good to see everybody back. Connection already looks better. Yeah, I did talk about Ruben Bane. I made a video talking about how it's a mistake for teams to not take him in the top 10. And then I talked about how he was a steal. So I made 2 videos and then multiple videos about him throughout the season. Hanging heavy and to the left, my guy. Man, Ruben Bane will be fun with Tampa. I'm curious about what percentage of the snaps that he plays next year. I'm going to check the score in this World Cup game. Is anybody watching the World Cup game right now? Japan making it happen. We've been live. All right, so about an hour 20. It's already been an hour 20. My goodness, going live just soars by, doesn't it? Soars by, eh? Guys, we'll be here for about another 40-ish minutes. Then we're going to hop off. But tomorrow, we're going to try and go live for a couple hours. Tampa. Yep, Tampa. Move my Raiders. So this is our year from Pete Works. Man, what would it take for me to move the Raiders into It's Our Year? If they legitimately had the kid right here on the screen that you can see with the number 4, I would put them in It's Our Year in that category. I'd put them as a fringe contender if they had that guy on their team. If they had number 4 from Ohio State, I would put them in that category without a doubt. They can be optimistic with signings, but have holes. Yep. What do you think the Arizona Cardinals record? I've got them going 5-12 this year, and Miami going 4-13. Wait, why is Interesting. Oh, here we go. Got the world. Yeah, we'll have the World Cup kind of rolling here in the background on my laptop. So Japan did score against Tunisia. Tunisia, I think. How do you say it? Okay. Their defense is instantly better. Yeah, their defense actually did make some improvements. Honestly, Tampa and the Raiders. I feel like Jack. What's going on? I feel like with the strength of the Lions offense, they could be another level. Yeah, I agree with you, Jack. I'm not going to put them in Super Bowl or bust, even though their fans feel like it is as good as they've been, and they should be in that category. But Detroit, with the schedule that they play, as talented they are, scoring more points than anybody the last 3 years, they without a doubt should be a lock. My man Jack, make sure you're following Big Daddy Jack. Always polls. Off Topic's gonna like that name. Good stuff. Make sure you're following Jack. Who did I just put a request to? Did I just accidentally request an invite to somebody? My bad. We got also a request from Diesel. All right, Diesel. We'll get you on. Let's get Diesel on here.
Yeah, okay. I have a couple things to say. I feel like the Ravens shouldn't be contenders. I think they're more pretenders, matter of fact.
Ooh.
There was a lot of losses they had. They lost Tyler Lindbaum, Isaiah Likely, other key factors, and they lost their head coach. I don't think they're more than an 8 and 9 team.
Yeah, and to your point, like Cincinnati's simply going to be better this year, right? And you've got a brand new head coach. I like that point a lot. When you have a first-year guy coming in, your culture's not going to be set. Obviously, we'd imagine they'd be better on defense than they were a year ago with the addition of Young at edge. But so I like that take. I don't hate it. I think they're going to go 11-6 or 12 and win the division. Like, personally, that are my pick to win the division. But it's tough between them and Cincy for me right now.
Also, I think the Patriots are not a lock for the playoffs. I think last year they got built out with the easy schedule, and I think they're come back down to reality and miss the playoffs.
So for me, like on it, this is I've had quite literally 500, maybe 650 say this. So they play the Dolphins and the Jets twice, right? So that's 4 games. What do you think their record will be in those games? 3-1, on the low end.
Yeah.
So if they're 3-1 in those games, like the other 13, they only have to go like 7-6 to make the playoffs, even as tough as the schedule is. So just because of their division, like we're talking about, even the NFC South. Like if you're playing the Falcons or the Saints or the Bucs or the Panthers twice, those are each going to be 4 tougher games than playing the Dolphins or the Jets. So if they just got to go barely above 500 for half their year, like 10-7 probably gets you. No, maybe not. I think they could miss it 10-7. Remember they missed in Brady's ACL year with Castle. They were 11-5, I think. But so I actually could see that where they miss at 10-7 and like Baltimore gets a tie break. They get a tie break in over them, or Cincinnati's in there 11-6, and Pittsburgh is, or Jacksonville and the Texans both go. So like we could see a really up year for the AFC where like Steelers are good, Ravens are good. Since like there's only a few bad teams where we could see 10-7 miss, because I don't see them going 9-8 to be honest about New England.
Okay, where do you have the Chiefs right now? I mean,
I have them as a contender. I just have them in that category just to have a little bit of fun with the Chiefs haters. Okay.
Do you think they can win the chip this year or no?
Do you think they can win the chip this year?
Yeah.
The Chiefs? Absolutely. Yeah. Without a doubt they can. Yeah. I mean, they went to – I mean, I've repeated this, guys. Sorry. But they went to 7 straight AFC title games. Like, they can be right back there if they're healthy. Offensive line-wise, I still like Josh Simmons. When he was on the field last year, he was really good. And they add Walker. So they have a weapon there that he can be their first 1,000-yard back, since Hunton? Was that 2016? 17?
I think so.
So I absolutely believe that they can be. I have more faith in Mahomes than anybody you'll see in the playoffs. So, like, if they go on the road to Buffalo, like, that's a toss-up. If they go to Baltimore, that's a toss-up. If they play Cincinnati, same type of deal there. So anywhere they play at home, they'll be favored. If it's on the road, the most they're going to be, what, a 2.5 point underdog. So they'll be in any of those games.
So I'm guessing your favorite right now is the Rams, right? Because
I mean, I know it's chalk, but I don't know how I couldn't do that. CJ, thank you for the goats.
I just have a feeling they're going to choke in the playoffs.
Yeah, they did. They choked in a few games last year. Like,
yeah.
So Philly was one. The game against San Francisco and Kyron fumbled at the goal line on Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
And the Carolina game, they should not. Man, Carolina, Bryce, that was probably his best game of his career. But it took Stafford having a horrible game for them to wind up. They still had a chance to win it at the end, too. So that one, and then the Seattle game. So literally 4 of their losses, and they only lost 4 games, right? They went 13-4. So all of their losses were chokes. And then they did choke against the Bears. It's just Caleb and DJ weren't on the same page on that play, and then they choked against Seattle. So literally all of their losses, you go back even to Philadelphia in the playoffs in the divisional round 2 years ago. Like, Stafford had a fumble in that fourth quarter. I think Kyron put the ball on the ground too. So they lose close games. You put a little bit of pressure on the Rams, and they're beatable.
I feel like they have a chance to go undefeated throughout the season.
So they do. You just have to stay with the Rams is the biggest thing. From DIR, because you need to watch more football. Respectfully, I think if I watched more football, I don't think that would be good for my health, because it's about 12 hours on Saturdays and then probably 12 hours on Sundays. So if I watched more football, like, I don't know if it would be possible, and if I did, it would not be it would not be healthy. But yeah, my man, Diesel, good to have you in here, man. Anything else?
All right, thank you. That's it.
Yeah, you got it, my man. Make sure you're following, and we'll have you on here again. I like what you're saying.
All right, see you.
All right, take care. Have a good night. That was Diesel, who believes the Baltimore Ravens are his take to potentially miss the playoffs this upcoming season. He said 8-9. And so the way that they would miss the postseason this upcoming year, first thing that comes to my mind, and we're not even talking about like Lamar getting hurt, we're not talking about something fluky, is if they don't have the same consistency running the football. I've talked about this stat. I've spammed it to all of you. But they've been top 3 in running the ball for 8 straight seasons. Who's in the Ravens receiver room? Jacoby Lane is there. Elijah Surratt out of Indiana, and Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers actually been one of the better receivers in football. I think he had like 1,100 yards. So Jacoby Lane was Jaden Mayaba's number 2 receiver. He's about 6'4.5". He had like a 41-inch vertical. He's a 50-50 kind of guy. Also ran in the 4.4s. And then Elijah Surratt was Fernando Mendoza's number 1 target. He likes fade routes. Physical kid. He's like 6'2", 210 pounds. He blocks well. And then Zay Flowers, he's your slot option. Shifty. He's 5'9", 173. Right? He's able to catch the ball and move. Former Boston College kid. So hopefully we just covered the room okay for you. My man ITM, make sure that you're following. Who do the Ravens have at wide receiver from Finley? I think we just went over it, Finley, didn't we? I think that we did, my man Finley Hines. Did you ask the question first of all, Finley? No, you did not. It was a good list from a Bears fan. Move Seattle down to Denver, down 1. Brady, I am a diehard Bears fan as well. I was just talking about being at that game against the Rams. Both heartbreaking and maybe the best day of my life, like being there at that game in the snow. It was my dream my whole life to be at one of those. What's up, Lava? So my man, Brady, 2-2-2-1. Make sure that you're following. No, Finley. So I was talking about Zay Flowers, right? He's in the slot. He's your go-to weapon. But then you have Jacoby Lane, who's your big body, right? Not Not going to be a high volume receiver. I don't think at any point in his career. His route running is limited in the sense if he runs a lot of nines, he runs a lot of fades. He's your 50-50 guy, digs towards the middle of the field where he's able to go up and high point the football. And then Elijah Surratt, he's your slant guy. He's your one-on-one back shoulder fade player. He's your guy that you put on intermediate routes over the middle of the field because he has the physical ability to take a pounding, a little bit less than Jacoby Lane does, a little bit less than Zay Flowers does. And so you've got different guys with skill sets, right? Lane's 6'4.5". I'm going to go live tomorrow, Lava. Probably in the, will it be the morning? I haven't quite figured it yet. What time? I want to go live in the morning tomorrow. But hopefully I took care of that for you, Finley. My man, Finley Hines, make sure you're following Finley. Cardinals in juggernaut from Phoenix. Maybe if they're able to pick up a quarterback at some point here for the future. My man, Phoenix. I had a friend named Phoenix in middle school. We used to make a lot of jokes with each other about our shoes being untied. My man, Phoenix, make sure you're following. It's a good name. And the second person I've ever seen with that, unless your name's not Phoenix and you're just a fan of the city. I used to be a big Phoenix Suns fan, matter of fact, guys. They had, Boris Diaw and Sean Marion, Channing Frye, Shaq, Steve Nash, Jared Dudley, Jason Richardson, Leandro Barbosa. Anyone remember those really good Suns teams back in the day? Yeah, they were fun. They were fun. Who was the big guy for the Suns? Was it Lopez? It was Brooke. It was Brooke or Robin? Was it Robin Lopez or Brooke? I think it was one of the Lopez. Just wait till the Niners get Crosby. I have been hearing about this, and from D-Lo, I'm waiting on it. If they did, that just makes this division even more ridiculous. My man D-Lo, make sure you're following. Dude, no Cowboy fan says that. AJF, hold on a second. I kind of think that you're joking just because I have seen that so many times. Like, I legitimately have seen so many times it been talked about that, like, my hypocrisy only goes, like, respectfully, I see it so often. Like, when, just wait a little bit in the chat. Just stay in the chat, and you'll see people come in talking about the Cowboys. Just stay here. Who has said that recently and where? I'm live on YouTube right now, and I see YouTube. I on TikTok every single time. At least 15 to 20 times on every single live. I hear Cowboy fans coming in here saying they should absolutely be contenders, and the rankings are horrible for them not being in that category, and that it should be their year. Like David B, for example. David B saying Cowboys winning it this year. So AJF 82, I didn't plan that. This isn't a bot account that I own. Do you see, AJF, the recent comment by David B? 21111. Cowboys winning it this year? That's an example. We see that at least 20 times a stream. Cowboys rankings are horrible in that category, and this is our year. He can be trolling, but I guarantee you we're going to see another Cowboys chat coming in here soon, though. I see it. I've seen it maybe 1,000 times over the last 2 months. I'm not joking. Like, actually 1,000 times. What's up, Terry? 2K? And I've zero. Why would I lie about this? I would prefer if the Cowboys fans didn't just come in my chat spamming that the rankings suck. I'm trolling, but I'm a Cowboy. Okay, you are trolling. But we wait long enough and we will see Cowboys fans coming in saying that it is their year. Or to a different degree, it'd be like they should be competitive. Okay, also I've been in a lot of Steelers lives and nobody... I don't know. AJF, I made these rankings based off of my own thoughts, the public's thoughts, and so that's why we have the way they are. So I don't know if I've seen you in here. It's great to have you in here. But what team says it's not our year? I would say that Cleveland Browns fans don't say it's their year. I would say Jets fans no longer say it's their year. Brother, you're Wyatt, and I'm Doc Holliday. What an all-time movie that was, Tombstone. Off topic. I've seen the movie Tombstone at least 50. I'd say 10 times. I've seen it. I've seen it a lot of times. Talented teams. Chargers fans are not saying it's their year. They're confident, but Jaguar fans aren't saying it's their year either. I would say that Lions fans, there's a couple of organizations that like historically haven't got, like Chargers have they played in a Super Bowl? Maybe one. Jaguars have not. They got beat by New England 10 years ago. The Lions have not. We all know that. So there'll be a couple of like good teams. They talking about making the playoffs. Not their year. Yeah, I'm with you. Like, truthfully, with Dallas, they're capable enough. They have the talent to do it this upcoming season. Owen Vincent, Chiefs got a lot better with getting Kenneth Walker. Yeah, they sure did. They're going to be able to run the football with a bit more consistency, which will help Mahomes, right? This is a very valid list. I would have the Bills lower. Okay, Tathan. Is it Tathan? Tathan? Thank you for that comment. I appreciate you. What would you change also? So you'd have the Bills lower just because you probably don't trust them in big moments. But my man Tathan, make sure you're following. Owen Vincent, if you haven't already, make sure that you're following Owen. And AJF82, ball knower. Good to have you in my chat, my man. If you haven't followed AJF, make sure you do so. Saints are going all the way this year. That's one I haven't seen too often. I've seen a lot more talk about who they get into the playoffs. I've got my doubts about New Orleans a little bit less because of Cam Jordan coming back. That was a huge stay. One of their captains, he's been a leader in there for 12 years, and he's staying. And he had a huge season a year ago. My man Ryan, hit that follow button if you haven't already. Ryan, are you ever going to make the best 6 NFC running back duos? I am. I will get there, football lover. I will make that video. We've been caught up in the other rankings. We will be getting to it. I will make it. I promise you. We will. What we will make, it's going to be top 5 running back duos in the NFC, AFC, but it's also going to be, there's going to be an honorable mention for like the 6 best. So it will be the top 6, but number 6 will be the honorable mention team. That makes sense, football lover? Who Day from Teeny Himmy Boop. Teeny Himmy Boop. Make sure that you're following. Good to have you here in the live. They lost Kenneth Walker. That's a massive loss. I agree. Kenny Pickett will kill Myles Garrett. You're going to make me spam it. The Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl. It's our year. You're going to make me spam it. Look off topic. Are they going to run the football again the way that they did last year? Just answer me that. Answer me that, first of all. Because that's one part of their team that people are overlooking that I just can't remember their running game since Zeke being that good. So, like, we go to 24 to 2024. Where was the Cowboys running game? 130, 130, 29, 28. So the Cowboys had the number 27 rushing offense in football in 2024. In 2023, they were... Why can't I find them? They were in the middle of the pack. All right, so they were like, what, 15, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, like 15. Teeny Himmy Boop, thank you for the follow. Super Bowl or bust. Broncos have second youngest team in the league and third-year quarterback. Mickey, it's just you've got a good quarterback on a rookie deal, and you're able to have talent. We've already seen talent start to disperse a little bit, right? Losing John Franklin Myers. So they're able to afford more talented players because you have a quarterback on a rookie deal. Once he's not, you can't pay everybody. Does that make sense of why I have him in this category? Your Super Bowl window starts to close, obviously, as you start to pay better players. Kind of like Seattle, right? They're still in this category. They already lost Woolen. They lost Kenneth Walker. That's a big one for them. They lost Boye Mafe, a couple of 3 important contributors a year ago. They still, to me, are a Super Bowl contender because the window's open. They still have enough talent to get there again. Jesus loves you. Thank you for that comment. I appreciate that. Mickey D77, make sure that you're following, though, my man. I believe San Francisco is Super Bowl or bust as well. Yeah, probably just because they were in the divisional round with that many players hurt, and they would have been competitive. You would think. Sports Signal, what's up? I mean, we're just talking ball. We're just gonna be on here for about 20 more minutes. We're gonna wrap it up in a little bit here. You can't play every game in a shootout and expect to win. You gotta have defense. Just dropping bars off topic. You're just dropping bars, man. That could be a great song. That could be a top 10 of the Billboard kind of song. Can be a shootout every week, like Doc Holliday, but if you don't have any defense, what does it matter? You know, at a certain point, you got to stop teams from scoring. I can speak on this perfectly, actually. My flag football team right now is 0-3. I was talking about it, and we are 0-3 right now. And we have not been stopped on offense in back-to-back games. We have scored every time we've touched the ball, and yet we've lost the last 2 games because we haven't gotten a freaking stop. So I can speak on that. Whole NFC South on there right here. There, yeah, Christine. Make sure you're following my man, Christine. I don't know how to say that or pronounce it. My bad. Can I have a mod, please, from Hugo? You absolutely can. It would take a donation of $10, Hugo, and you will be a moderator right here with the rest of the squad. Bro, explain the Bills aren't winning the Super Bowl with Allen having no one good. DJ Moore is going to have a big year, Esteban makes memes. What's up, Hugo? How you doing, Hugo? Unc, I swear to God, every time you come across my FYP, you're disrespecting the Panthers. But if you hear me talking about Carolina, I'm always speaking positively about them. Like, we can name their entire roster if you want me to. I know that they've got a very good team. They're in a weak division. It's just my doubts about the quarterback position. You've heard me talk about that dexterity. You must have. To me, it's simply about Bryce Young, and I don't trust Bryce. Do you trust Bryce dexterity? A very good team is nuts for Carolina. And they're very talented, and they just got better this offseason. They had Jalen Phillips, who's at the very least a top 20 edge defender in football. Some people think he's a top 10 guy. I don't think he's quite top 10. Getting paid like it. Yeah, they're not. So you're supporting my rankings. My guy Tyler Gary, Saints winning the South. Tyler, it's a weak division. If Tyler Shuck is that guy, they can. Drew's Views, make sure you're following Tyler Gary. Hit the follow if you haven't already. Patriots, my team got a massive upgrade. They sure did. The best wide receiver in New England since Randy Moss, who's the second best wide receiver of all time. So that is what we call an upgrade. Saints to the playoffs from Nova. Nova? Yeah. It's up to Tyler Shuck. We got weapons with Delt Tyson and Olave now in that backfield. Achane and Alvin Kamara. Is it Kamara or Kamara? Actually, I've always wondered. Wait, shouldn't. Correct. Julio Jones is the best receiver of all time from NM5. So you must not like when people say Jeremiah Smith is comparable to Julio Jones, or people say that. You must not like that NM5. My man, NM5, make sure you're following if you haven't already, but losing Diggs kills me. AJ's better. AJ's bigger. I think AJ's got more burst. He's He's more physical. Do you think the Dolphins could get Jeremiah Smith? I do. And I believe that would be the smarter move instead of actually just taking a quarterback. I have to go to bed. All right, Caleb. It was great to have you back, man. We will be back here live again tomorrow, and we will see you then. I do think they should take Smith, no matter how the year goes. Best ever receivers, Jerry Rice, and then hit the space bar. Like, people say that Moss is more talented. Yeah, like he's 4 inches taller or 3 inches taller, and he ran up 4.25, and Rice ran in the 4.5s, right? So talent, yes, but Rice and what he did, Rice could play in the league easily. He'd still be one of the best ever. Like, if you take his game and put it in this league, he just kind of reminds you a little bit of Jackson Smith-Njigba, to be honest. And the similarity is of that suddenness. They might be considered not burner guys, but like they don't get caught from behind ever. Do you think the Dolphins rebuild it? I do. I did not like them going Caden Proctor over Reuben Bain Jr. or Caleb Downs, though. I think that was a bit of a rough start with it, but they got a lot of talent. Like Caleb Douglas in the 3rd round. I didn't love that pick necessarily. I did love Chris Bell, though. A lot of value there. Chris Bell could have been a 1st-round pick if he didn't tear his ACL. But losing Stephon Diggs hurt big time for the Patriots. Yep. I would argue the Browns should be in the bottom. Yeah, I just see the talent with them. You got Judy, Denzel, Boston, Casey Concepcion. You got Judkins in the backfield. Offensive line now, they put a lot into that in free agency, and then the draft, they get Fanu. Like, they've got pieces on offense now. Like, you put a quarterback in there, and then you draft around that guy, and you add pieces on defense. The Browns could be a playoff team in 2 years. I feel like the Giants and Bucks are crazy underrated. Like, this might be a hot take to some, but I think the Browns could have the best roster in the AFC North in 3 seasons. Obviously, they won't have a quarterback to the caliber of Lamar or Burrow, but they could have a better roster. I'm dumb. I thought you had a tier chart. My bad. If Vikings have good quarterback play, I think they will be right up with the Rams. Thoughts? Moss is incredible. Wait, Malachi. This is a tier chart in a way. Like, this is tiers. What are you saying there, Malachi? Sorry if I'm not following that comment. If Vikings had good quarterback play, the Rams would be too high. Like, still, they'll be really good defensively, but they don't have, like, Van Ginkel and Dallas Turner's a really good combination. They got Banks in there with Dominic Orange, the big citrus from Iowa State, but that's not Myles Garrett and Byron Young and Braden Fisk and Puna Ford and Kobe Turner with Nate Landman behind it and Jalen Watson and Trent McDuffie, and then in the back end, obviously Quentin Lake. That's just not the Rams defense. They're good. They have a better coordinator, but they don't have. Blitz, do you let people come up and talk? Yeah, I sure do, AJF. Come on and talk, my man. Put in a request. We'll get you on right now. I'm going to be here for about 12 more minutes. So if you want to throw something in, you got something on your mind, let's go through it. Thoughts on the Giants, AJF? Thank you for the heart me. You are now the number 18 fan in the fan club. How about that? So I got asked the question about what I think of the New York Giants. I think the New York Giants will be 8-9 this year. I have a lot of faith in Harbaugh as his teams play good defense and they run the football, and their quarterback typically is very efficient. What do we see? Eagles, banter, and fans not welcome. And defensively, what do I think is that the Giants have been really bad stopping the run for a couple of seasons, and they need to improve in that category. So that's what I think of New York. They'll be 8-9. They'll be improved against the run, but I'm still not going to sit here and be like, yeah, that's a team that immediately I'm going to think can win the NFC East this season. I think you have to open up the request panel. AJF, I don't see your request though in here. I don't see it. Commanders winning the division if they get Ayuk. You think, huh? Ayuk to the Commanders. Do you think he would make that level of a difference? Do we think that Ayuk can play at a really high level still? I think Minnesota has a top 5 defense or like of that caliber, and it just comes up to the quarterback position. I've said it so many times. Diggity, stop trolling. Eagles gonna have the best defense. They'll be good. There we go, AJF. Let's get you on. Can you hear me?
How's it going?
It's going incredible. Saturday night, and we're talking ball in the middle of June. I love it.
Hell yeah. I want to talk to you about the Browns. I've been in so many damn Cleveland Brown lives where they're saying we have such a good enough team to make the playoffs. We have a team capable of winning the North, and I'm like, with what receiving core? Like, all you guys have is Dugkins. He's a pretty decent running back. I'll give him that. And
some rookies.
Okay, tight end. They also don't have a quarterback situation either. And people are saying, oh, we have Deshaun Watson. And I'm like, yeah, you're going to have to force him to start because you're paying him a stupid amount of money. And then come week 8 or 9, you'll still be in the same boat. Who's the quarterback?
I'm with you. I don't like Cleveland either this year. That's why I have them, in number 4, the 4th worst team?
I don't even – no. I've been in so many Cleveland Browns live, so I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of them saying that they have a team. I'm like, y'all don't even know who y'all's quarterback is yet. They don't even have a solidified number 1 receiver yet. That blows my mind.
No, they don't. I think it could be Judy. I think it could be Concepcion. I think it could even be the tight end. But
Judy's a bona fide crash out. I'm a Broncos fan, and Judy, he will crash out. No.
Where are you from?
Here in Texas.
Oh, okay, Texas. There you go. Off topic. He's a Cowboys fan. So you're from Texas, or you living in Texas?
No, I'm from Texas, but I've been a Broncos fan.
You a Longhorns fan?
I am. Longhorn fan and Bronco fan.
Yeah, there we go. We'll see you guys week 2. I'm fired up for that one.
Yep.
I'm excited.
The other thing I want to talk about, I really think the Vikings and Colts, if you had a tier, not contenders, like if you that list where you said it's our year, like if you were to make that column something else, I think you could put the Colts and Vikings right there. I think the Vikings have a quarterback now he's been established in the league for a long time. He's also had a terrible offensive line throughout his whole career, and now you're putting him behind a pretty good offensive line with weapons on both sides of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You have Dwan, you have Jordan Addison, you have obviously JJ. You have a pretty good running game.
You have 2 backs,
top 10 defense, right? And I think people are not respecting the Colts enough. I mean, at one point they were 8-1. They were one of the best teams in football last year. And I've been on a lot of lives where people are just disrespecting the crap out of the Colts, which I just don't understand. I mean, I think the Colts are right there. Honestly, I want to get your thoughts on the Colts.
So, I mean, from a perspective of what they're going to do this year, what I think of their roster, because those are, it's 2 different. Okay, so both of them. So first of all, I think that they had a good draft. Whenever you have a team that doesn't have a first round pick, you got to look at what their first choice is going to be. I really like the kid that they took out of Georgia. Right, he's a good linebacker. He comes downhill, and I actually like the kid Betcher that they took later on in the draft too. I think he actually could be a starter in a couple of years. But they were the best team in football midway through last season. We all saw that they were a complete team. Daniel Jones, mobility-wise, moving around, he looked great. I have a question mark about what he's going to be extending plays coming off of that injury and generating power from his lower half. I think we all have the same concern a little bit about them.
Yeah.
And so from a roster standpoint, they're a top 10 team if Daniel Jones is like 90% of what he was a year ago. That's a big question mark because we saw Kirk Cousins have that same injury, and like debatably play at a similar level as what Daniel Jones played like, and that was it for his career, right?
I agree.
So Jonathan Taylor, what do I have him in my running back rankings? I think at 4, like I got Henry, Jameer, and Bijan in front of him, and I got Taylor at 4. Like could put it 4 or 5. He's still a top 5 back. And on defense, like a healthy Sauce Gardner, still got Kenny there, right? And then the thumper from LSU, Halsey, he's a big
man. I gotta not take on Sauce. I mean, a lot of the Colts games that I watched that he was playing in, he's skinny. Like he has got to get some meat on his bones to wrap up because he missed a lot.
I don't have Sauce in my top 8 corners in the league.
He's fast, I'll give him that. But if you watched a lot of the Colts games last year, he missed a lot of tackles.
He's missed tackles back to Cincinnati. I mean, he just doesn't want to get in there and put his face in the fan.
He's got to buff. He's got to get beefed up a little bit.
It's just like, why hasn't it happened yet, though? You know what I mean? Like, why did Saleh not like take this dude aside and be like, dude, we got to put 15 pounds on your frame, and like we need you to be more impactful in tackling, because
I mean, do you think he's going to tackle Derrick Henry? Hell no.
No, he's there's no way. And to his I guess luckily for him in that division, there's no like crazy good running back. Like Achane is pretty good. You know, Achane's in the conversation to be a top 10 back, but like Monty's a tough guy to tackle now that he's going to have to try and bring down 2 times a year. You have Jacksonville as well. You got Tootin. Like, that is one of the weaker divisions for running backs in the league, which is, I guess, okay for him. But, like, I will take Nico Collins in one-on-ones against Sauce, just from a physical standpoint.
Right.
So,
I agree to that. Right.
So, but Indy, like, what's my prediction for Indy next year? 8-9. I'm going to go with a little bit of chalk with what people have for them. I have them similar to Minnesota just simply because I got a question mark about their quarterback position. Unlike essentially every single team higher, like in that it's our year or above, we've all seen those guys play at a higher level. And for Daniel Jones, he was
with the Colts and Vikings again. If both teams stay healthy, I'm talking about if receiving core stays healthy, quarterback stay healthy, I could see the ceiling for 2 of those teams 12-5, lowest 10-7.
Okay,
I could see that with those 2 teams if they stay fully healthy.
JC Horn kind of mid from official. You must be looking at PFF rankings and not actually watching him play, because I won't I won't take we were just talking a little bit negatively about Sauce, but I think it's deserved. But J.C. Horn has been playing really good. I've been saying they probably beat the Rams in the wild card round. I got a comment on YouTube, by the way, AJF. That's why I'm saying that right now. I like J.C. Horn's physique. Like, they probably win that game if he's on the field for the final drive against LA. But for Indy in the division that they play in, I just have more confidence in Trevor, even CJ right now, even going into next year off of what was a poor season once again from Stroud. Just
right.
Houston's going to walk out their defense and win 10 games next year, just doing that. And if CJ plays well, they'll win 13.
Was awful. That was a terrible performance.
Yeah, CJ's playing like a top half of the league quarterback. They're going to be 13-4. I said, hook 'em horns, Josh. Ask him if he wears dovetail spur straps when he chokes cows. That's from Off Topic on YouTube.
People are saying switch Houston with Denver, right?
Yeah, we can't quite do that yet because we've seen Bo play at Bo against Green Bay last year was impressive as heck.
Also, people are forgetting that Buffalo game. Like, come on now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, man.
I don't know. After that performance that the Texans had against the Patriots, I don't want to hear that crap with Houston. I just don't. That was terrible.
Yeah, they look like they didn't want to be there on offense from
CJ had
dome
5
team.
interceptions and like three fumbles. It was terrible.
Yep.
Terrible. No.
Yeah, he's got to get back. He's just got to get back in. He's got to go make a trip up to Columbus and talk to Coach Day and ask him how to fix what's happening right now, because that was by far his best football was what. Yeah, no, it's true. They picked up the kid from Georgia Tech, Rutledge. So I like him. He's an absolute glass eater. So they'll be better running the ball with Monty in the backfield, and I like Houston next year. Actually, I'm high on them. I got faith in Stroud. So maybe it's a little bit of some Buckeye bias. It definitely is there, but I like his weapons. When you play defense, they get you the ball back. They get you the football in good field position. You win games 17-14 if you need to, or 13-10, and they can do that.
That only goes so far, though. I mean, you can win a good amount of regular season games riding off your defense, but in the playoffs, you're gonna have to have an off. I mean, the Patriots proved it. Like, you've got to have an offense in the playoffs if you're gonna win. You can't just ride off your defense. I mean, you can if you're the freaking 2015 Broncos or like the Ravens of old, sure, but for a team like Houston, if you're going to make a deep playoff push, you have got to get that offense fixed. Yep. If you're going to go far, you do.
Yep. No, it's a good point. If we think in recent memory, teams that had very poor offense that won it, not in the last half decade at least, because Tampa, the Rams, they played good offense, and then the Chiefs back-to-back years, Philly played good offense, Seattle, they turn the ball over a lot, but still a pretty good offense. You have the offensive player of the year on your squad. 2009, New Orleans, obviously. Literally, pretty much for 20 years straight, you've had teams that have been adequate at the very least on offense. And if we went to that 2015 Broncos team, I don't even think they were bad offensively. They were.
Oh no! Regular season, they were great.
With Osweiler for about part of that year.
We were good for not even 5 games, but yeah. But I mean, you have instances like that. We've all seen this in the NFL where you have defenses that can obviously get you a ring, but again, that only goes so far. You have got to have your offense has got to be able to put up.
You got to have your offense on the field to protect them. We've seen that a lot. Where you have a really good defense, and they're not protected. They're right back on the field because you can't get first downs. That's why I'm the ultimate run the football guy. That's why I really like Baltimore going forward here, and why I actually have faith in Minter coming from Harbaugh, and that's all they do. Right, and at Michigan, that's what they did with the Chargers the last 2 years is play defense and run the ball. So he's going to have that there in Baltimore squared away. So that's a team that I feel like is immediately makes a fit to win that division, even though there's a lot of hype right now at Cincinnati. No, I'm fully with you. Defense.
I'm kind of mixed feelings about the AFC. I honestly think the AFC North, besides Cleveland, is still up for grabs. I mean, you're and I can't say an 8-9 Baltimore team is going to win it. I just can't. I mean, shit, that Ravens Steelers game, week 17, what the hell was that?
No, that hurt them with Kyle Hamilton went down, I think, in the fourth quarter with maybe 7 minutes left.
Well, I mean, but both of the teams, both of their defenses looked terrible. Both of their it was a back and forth.
I mean, it was a Ravens and a Steelers game. That's the way that they play. They play a backyard brawl kind of ugly game, and it's just there's turnovers and it doesn't look clean, and both teams almost look like they're trying to lose it. So
the Steelers, though, they don't allow that crap. They have never been known on their defense to give up those. I mean, what was it? It was twice that Lamar threw these 40, 50 yard
Zay Flowers just wide open.
That is not the Steelers of old that we know. I mean, the reason that happened was you have retirement home guys out there like Jalen Ramsey and frickin' Cameron Hayward. They got a retirement home in that defense, in my opinion, for Pittsburgh. But we'll see. But
man.
I enjoyed being up here. I'm gonna go to bed, but I enjoyed it, man. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. You got it. Take care, my man. And we're gonna be hopping off right now, anyway, guys. That was AJF, and I like what he was saying there about the Colts. We went around the league a little bit. I think we only really talked about the AFC, to be honest. We talked about Houston. We talked about the Ravens, the Colts. What's my favorite team? The Chicago Bears, Hudson. I am a diehard Chicago Bears and diehard Ohio State Buckeyes fan. But guys, we're actually gonna end the live right now. We've been here for over 2 hours, and we're gonna try and get on here tomorrow morning from about 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. If you guys want to write that down in your phone, I'm just kidding. But we will, 10 a.m. to 11:30 tomorrow. We're gonna try and run that. So if you have not subscribed on YouTube, please do so right now. Do you have any advice for a linebacker? Because I am one. My biggest advice for a linebacker. I mean, you have to, if you have the, you're probably in high school? You have to get very good at watching tape. You have to be smart playing that position and have an understanding of what the offense does. Typically teams at that level really run plays out of one or two base sets. A lot of the time they have what? They just go 13 personnel. You have like one tight end. I know a lot of, you're in youth league. You're not even in high school. So that's even, you're looking at, you're not even having tape yet. My biggest advice for you is working on your lower body strength. Is if there's a hill by you and you don't live in Iowa, run up it as many times as you can. If you live in a place where there's beaches, I'd be running in the sand. Morning and night stream, I don't know, because I got to pick my girlfriend up from the airport later on tomorrow, so we might be doing that. So that might prevent an evening stream, but definitely a morning stream like 10 a.m. to 11:30 off topic. And guys, on TikTok, if you have not followed, please do so. But Hudson Teague, if there's sand by you, run in the sand. If there's hills by you, run up hills. If you're able to build power in your lower core, that's one of the most important things about a linebacker is you need to have that base, because the guys that you're going to be tackling are all incredibly dense, and they're, shorter than you, and they're lower to the ground. And so it's going to take you having that strong lower base to be able to keep your feet planted and drive and not get pushed back. Because there's a big difference between being able to knock them back or you getting knocked back. And so at some point, tape is going to be important, honestly. I have a sled in the backyard, but I can carry, I literally put it around my shoulders and then walk around. Also, Hudson, if you buy ankle weights, if you Amazon Prime ankle weights, literally go to school with ankle weights around your ankles. I'm not joking. Kids will laugh at you. They'll call you whatever kind of names, but you shouldn't care. If you actually want to be playing it doesn't matter what position you play or what sport. If you wear ankle weights every single day and you're walking around, you're going to get so much stronger, and your ankle is in the lower part of your body that you are just going to have such an advantage over kids. Think about what kids, I meant to work out in the backyard. Yeah, no, that's fine. But that would probably be my biggest advice for you is put ankle weights on that are 3 to 5 pounds and wear them to school every single day in the fall. Order a pair of ankle weights, wear them this summer, and then when the school comes around in September or late August, just wear ankle weights to class and walk around with them every day. And you're just going to get stronger. And then within a couple of months, you'll be able to get a heavier pair. If you're wearing 3 pounds, you'll wear 5s, and you'll wear 7 or 8s. No, that's not too bad, but it needs to go lighter. Got Bo Nick's 14.9. Okay, I got you, Nick. But guys, we're gonna end the live there. Hudson, Josh can have this kid running through walls. That's what I'm gonna have my kid doing if he goes to school without ankle weights on his ankles. It's gonna be unacceptable behavior. He's weak. I got him at 25. But all right, folks on TikTok, if you have not followed, please do so right now. Bread14, please follow. How do I get off heavy press as a wide receiver? It's based on physicality. If you're talking about getting off press, you got to be good with your hands, and you have to build strength. So that's an example of you need to be working on exercises where you're building your forearm strength, you're building your wrist strength. Your fingers, if you, I don't know what, hand squeeze, not even from a technical perspective. I just want you to know I can lift 10-pound weights I'm curling things that you pick up. Yeah, that's great. Amazon Prime, some heavier weights, and as we go, or as you go, you're just going to be able to handle larger weight. If you're a youth, so you're what, like 8 or 9 years old, Hudson, or 10. So if I'm dude, I'm getting fired up thinking about Hudson as like a 10-year-old wearing ankle weights to class every single day this year, then getting heavier by the second semester, then wearing a heavier set of ankle weights. Like, dude's going to be wearing 20-pound ankle weights around his ankles by the time he's in high school. That'll be insane. You're older. You're 11. So you're legitimately, it is a cheat code. It is a cheat code of opportunity that you have being that young, and no one does it except for kids that want to be great and actually do this and take it seriously. So I would do that. And to my guy that said he wants to get off of press coverage as a wide receiver, it's all about the hands and doing that. From my experience in a wide receiver room in college, you have to have different parts of your tool belt and knowing what to do with what guys do with their hands, because they're trying to put their hands on you, and you need to keep your hands freed up, because that's going to be a majority of the power that you're going to generate when you stride, is being able to use your arms. Have you ever tried to run fast with like both your arms like at your side or tied behind your back? Like if you try it, you can't. I'm 10. Bo Nix forever. There you go. I'm 1 year older than 11, but I just want to say my age on this. No, that's all good, Hudson. No worries, my man. But guys on YouTube, we're going to wrap it up. It was actually cool. Off topic of being a fan of the bad team in a good division is insanely hard. We're going to wrap it up, my man Hudson. If you have not subscribed, please do so on TikTok, guys. If you have not followed, please do so right now. We will be here at 10 in the morning tomorrow. I think the Dolphins will be 4-13. Give me a tip for a quarterback. The ankle weights tip also works for you too. I would literally recommend to every single kid that wants to be a college football player, a college basketball, if you want to play soccer, if you want to play freaking golf, just wear ankle weights to class at school. Also, a part of it is I don't want you to get made fun of, but I want you to deal with like having to answer that. And there's a certain level of confidence you're going to start to build that there's kids around you that are just like, why are you doing this? And then you start to believe that you're doing something that's different and you're training. I don't think my school will allow it. If your school won't allow it, then ask your mom to go talk to the principal of the school. Have your mom call the principal and say, my son is going to be training. He needs to do this every single day, and this is something that I want him to do. And so if they want to look at the weights that you're wearing, like, they will make do and understand it to happen. So like if they want to set up a system that they check your weights every single day before you get to class, like it's that important in my opinion that you do this, that you have your mom, your dad, whoever it is, like contact the school if they won't allow it, to have a sense of sincerity that you're going to do it. That it's very important that you do it. So that's the way you get around it. There's not really an excuse for them like to not to. It's like they're not gonna let you wear shorts to school. Like yeah, they're gonna let you wear shorts. So like you're not allowed to wear like you should be allowed to. And if it's a matter of safety, then there can be a protocol set up here where they just check your weights at the entrance to the school every day, and that'll work. And then you're just gonna get stronger and faster than every other kid your age. For a tip for a quarterback, honestly, I would be looking at if you're 10, 11 years old, I would be looking at honestly coverages, right? So I'd be understanding coverages as a young kid. Are you still in the chat, by the way? Bo Nix forever. Are you still in here? I would go on YouTube and look up how to read coverage. I would look up how to read zone coverage. How to identify man coverage. What is cover 3? What is cover 4? What's cover 2? How to identify them. Like, start learning that from a young age, and you're going to have a leg up of everybody. And that's from a standpoint of just mental. From the standpoint I just talked about, wearing ankle weights is just as important as for a quarterback as it is a linebacker, because you need to have a strong base, because that's where the majority of your power comes from. And then you need to be stretching and building a flexibility in if your left shoulder, your right shoulder is like stretching your shoulder for at least 15 minutes every day and building an amount of flexibility so that you can get full rotation in your arm. But that will be it for the day, guys. We went an hour 30, 2 hours and 35. We will be back tomorrow at about 10 a.m. Pacific time. So I will see hopefully everybody then. If you haven't subbed on YouTube, please do so, or followed on TikTok, please do so right now. All right, YouTube folks.